Needed to get out and stretch anyway. About how many hours on the road? And we just saw a sign for this. We were passing by and just happened to see a sign and figured we'd run down here. The site is dedicated to the Hurricane Creek mine disaster. On December 30th, 1970, an explosion caused by coal dust that was ignited by explosives occurred in the mine shafts 15 and 16. The blast resulted in the deaths of 38 men. The lone survivor was blown out of the mine. The disaster occurred exactly 1 year after the passage of the Coal Mine Safety and Health Act of 1969. That's something that hits home right there. The Miners' Memorial, in memory of those who gave their lives for black gold. Pretty little creek. Oh, look at this. They have the names. Walter Bentley, Ben Hoskins, Frank Hoskins, George Holland, and Denver Young.
We should have done it with the wall.
Yeah. Look at the statue. That is beautiful. Just way back in the country, back down a little tiny road. This memorial is dedicated to the 38 men who died here in the explosions in mine shafts 15 and 16 on December 30th, 1970. Miners who gave so much that future generations may benefit with a better life. They sacrificed for their families, labored, and lost their lives. We honor them so they will never be forgotten. Governor put this here.
Look at the coal mine at his feet. I mean the coal. But this says A.T. Collins, 1923-2007, survived by his wife Dora, 4 children, 6 grandchildren, 2 great-children. He worked as a beltman. He was the lone survivor of the tragedy and was blown over 60 feet out of the mine. And I'm sure he had serious survivor's guilt. Why did just he live? That's what happens to everyone that lives when other people perish.
Especially something like that.
But this is a little information on the people. I'm sure, you know, if you don't want to see this, you can tune out, but some people will. So Denver Young was 29. He was survived by his wife Daly, son Jeffrey 6, parents John and Rachel, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. He lived on Couch's Branch, and he worked in the mine 6 years. Decker Whitehead was 46. He had a wife Lula, 5 children and 3 grandchildren. He was 16 years old when he started working in the mines and was a mine foreman. Elmer White was 23, survived by his wife Brenda and 5-month-old son. He spent only 4 weeks at the mine. His father-in-law and wife's uncle were also killed. Arnold Wagers, 35, had a wife Juanita and 4 children. He spent 18 years in the mine. His brother Armand also died, and Armand was 40. He had his wife Elva, 11 children. He was in the mines from the age of 14. So we got a third Wagers here, Albert. He was 28, survived by his wife Betty Lee, children Anita, Larry, and Richard. His mother, 3 brothers and sister. His father was killed in an accident in Finley's in 1963, which is where we are. Jeff Spurlock, age 41, had a wife Barbara, 4 daughters. His brother-in-law Theo was also killed. Wilbert Smith, 33, his wife Betty Fay, parents. He spent 15 years in the mines. His father-in-law Deckard Whitehead was also killed. Arnold Sizemore, 34, his wife Bobby Lee, 3 children. His brother-in-law, 2 of them, Prince and Billy, were also killed. So, I mean, these were, as most mines go, you know, in the area it was the place to work, and someone would get someone else on, etc. So you'd have, you know, son, father, brothers, you know, whole sections of families wiped out, and it was quite overwhelming for the community and the families. Stanley Robert, 44, had a wife Bonnie, 4 sons. He worked in the mines for 26 years. Earl Phillips, 45, wife Dorothy, children 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 grandchildren. Russell Morgan, 33, wife Mossy, 3 children. He spent 12 years in the mines. Lee Mitchell, 18, survived by his parents, his sisters, and his brothers. December 30th was his first day back at work after being off several months. James Minton, 27, had a wife Geraldine, a young daughter, 2 years old. He was a veteran, having served in the Army for 3 years. He performed in musical groups. Rufus Jones, 53, had a wife Betty, 2 children. His brother-in-law Alfred was also killed, who would have been his wife's brother, so his wife lost her brother and her husband. Jim Jones, 36, had a wife Ruth, 3 children. He worked here 5 years. Kermit Hubbard, 39, his wife Geneva, 3 children. He spent 23 years in the mines. Frank Hoskins, 19, he had a wife Brenda. He had 1 son, 9 months old. His brother Ben was also killed, so his parents lost 2 sons, one 19, one 24. So his brother Ben was married, had 4 children. He'd been in the mines 7 years. So George Holland was 41. He had his wife Alvy, 3 daughters, and was in the mines 23 years. Walter Hibbert, 41, his wife May Grubb Hibbert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 children, 4 sisters, 6 brothers, 24 years in the mine. Prince Henson, 38, his wife Letha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. His brothers-in-law, Billy and Arnold, were also killed. Delbert Henson, 19, his parents survived, 4 sisters, 6 brothers, and his best friend Teddy Bush was killed. Lester Harris, 35, his wife Edith, 3 sons. He worked in the mines 18 years. Theo Griffin, 28, had a wife Martha, daughter 6. He worked in the mines 4 months. His brother-in-law Jeff Spurlock was killed. Lawrence Gray, 30, his wife Nancy, 3 children. He worked in the mines 10 years. Alfred Gibson, 45, his wife Emily, 1 stepdaughter, 1 son, 8 brothers, 4 sisters. Carl Gent, 31, his wife Ruby, 3 children, 6 sisters. He was the only son of his parents Lola and John. Howard Couch, 34, his wife Daisy, 4 children. His twin brother Holt was also killed. So Holt, age 34 as well, because he's a twin. His wife Maddie, 3 children. Another Couch here, Alonzo, age 36. His wife Nettie, 2 sons. He worked in the mine 17 years. Lonnie Collins, 28, his wife Jewel, 2 children. His relatives Freddie and Canopal were also killed. Canopal, 26, or Conopal, I don't know how to say it. His wife Mildred, 2 children, and his wife was pregnant with another baby. His brother Fred was killed. He'd been in the mines 8 years. So Fred was 18. He was a brother of Conopal. Teddy Bush, 21, survived by his parents. He worked only 5 months in the mine, and his best friend was Delbert, who was killed. Grover Bowling Jr., 33, his wife Barbara, 3 children. He'd been in the mines 7 years. Billy James Bowling, 24, his wife Mary, 3 children. His brothers-in-law Prince and Arnold were also killed. And last but not least, Walter Bentley, 60. He had a wife, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. He'd been working in the company about 4 months.
That's the thing about these mine disasters. Stuff like this didn't just affect the families themselves, the people who were in the mine at the time. I mean, just this one right here. How many names did Heather mention besides the miners? All of them, their lives were destroyed. You know, it's just a shame. It really is. But our country would not be where it is today. We would not be where we are today without these men and what they did. So this is as important as any major historical event. Dozens and dozens of lives impacted.
We just thought we'd stop by here on the way to going home from our big Tennessee trip.
Yeah.
We made a little side step into the twisty hollers of Kentucky to bring you here, so we hope you enjoyed it and learned something. And until next time, we are out of here.